Hello and welcome to this Week 8 preview. I'm the voice of Ferris State Football, Rob Bentley, joined by Sandy Gholston as we get set for a trip to Marquette. The Bulldogs taking on the Northern Michigan Wildcats inside the Superior Dome on Saturday. And Sandy, the Bulldogs coming off a big win over Michigan Tech here at home, looking to go on the road now and get another victory.
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs really came out and showed some things that they really wanted to work on and improve and to really kind of shake off the loss that they had the week before. And so Michigan Tech comes in, solid football team, always well coached, always going to play hard on both sides of the ball, featuring a little bit of a different offense. The Bulldogs were able to adapt to that and come away with a hard-fought win.
Carson Golker came on as the quarterback for Ferris State in that win over Michigan Tech, earned the GLIAC Football Offensive Player of the Week honor. Bulldogs battling some injuries, quarterback position being one of them, but Carson Golker stepped up and able to help the Bulldogs and lead them to a victory.
Yeah, it's that time of the year where you start to see some injuries that are going to creep up a little bit, and it's just the nature of football. And the Bulldogs have always prided themselves on being able to add and build, develop depth. And so that's what the Bulldogs have been able to do. And Carson Golker was able to come in and really take a command of that offense and really step up and lead the Bulldogs. He did it. We know he can run with the football, but he was able to show a passing game as well. And as that continues to develop, he's become an even better football player. And so the Bulldogs really had a number of people, not just the quarterback position, but other positions that have stepped up to fill in the void while we try to get some of those guys back who have been out. We try to get them back healthy so we can make a good run down the stretch.
This week, the Bulldogs taking on the Northern Michigan Wildcats, guided by a former Ferris State assistant, Kyle Nystrom, who has his team off and playing some good football here over the course of the season.
Yeah, we know Coach Nystrom very well, and he's from that Tony and East tree of assistant coaches who have gone on to become head coaches in the GLIAC. And so Coach Nystrom does a really good job, and he's starting to build that program back up. I was actually watching a little bit of their game against Michigan Tech. And so Northern Michigan's a team that's going to come in. They're going to play very hard. They're going to play tough. And anytime you go up and play in the Dome, it's always going to be difficult. I don't think we've ever had an easy game up there in the Dome against Northern Michigan, and I don't expect an easy one this weekend. So we know we're going to have to come ready to play on both sides of the football, and in special teams, going to have to be very, very solid in special teams. It's a very different environment for the guys to play in, especially those who haven't had as much experience playing in the Dome, and so they're going to have to make that adjustment.
First trip for the Bulldogs to the Dome since 2018. Ferris State ranked this week in the initial Super Region 3 rankings, and obviously not ranked in order as of yet, but with 3 weeks left in the regular season, they've put themselves in position to make the Division II playoffs for the 8th straight year.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, everybody's obviously looks at throughout the year, we tend to look at the top 25 poll and how that's going, but it's really the regional rankings that are going to really matter most to Division II teams. And so the Bulldogs know right now they're in that top 10. Presumably, they're in a pretty solid position right there, probably in the top half of that top 10 right now. But there's still a lot of football left to be played. There's some good teams to feel like they have a chance to get in the playoffs as well. So Ferris is going to have to be on its game coming down the stretch. So when they do start to actually seed and start to rank by performance and by criteria, the Bulldogs want to be at the top.
Bulldogs have not lost a road game since 2017, and obviously going to be a challenge playing in the Dome, as we mentioned. But Ferris State's been a team that's always been pretty good here on the road under head coach Tony and East.
Yeah, you called it. The Bulldogs have really been good on the road, and part of what it takes to be successful on the road is playing good defense, number one, and that starts with being able to stop the run. So if you can stop the run and control the line of scrimmage defensively, you're going to be in a very good position. Offensively, Bulldogs like to run the football. They like to control the line of scrimmage, control the time of possession, and really run the football, get their team, their defense, an opportunity to rest and stay fresh. And we know those offensive linemen, they really like moving downhill with the running game. And so hopefully the Bulldogs will be able to have those keys to success. That's what it takes to be able to win on the road.
We'll have all the coverage for you on Saturday starting at noon, kickoff 1 p.m. from inside the Superior Dome up in Marquette. You can catch the broadcast on Sunny 97.3 FM and, of course, online at FerrisStateBulldogs.com. This has been the Week 8 preview for Ferris State Football.